When someone struggles to lose fat, it can tell you a lot. It's like a dashboard indicator that alerts you to problems. Except, unlike your car's dashboard, this warning sign doesn't come with an owner's manual that helps you pinpoint the precise problem. The issue, of course, could be a lot of things. Maybe you are unintentionally eating more than you are tracking, and you are not realizing, for example, the true size of your portions. Or for people who've been dieting for a long time, perhaps your metabolism has adapted and a reverse diet could be in order. But what if the problem doesn't start with food? Let's say it stems not from what you were eating, but rather from how you were coping with any number of stressors, from anxiety to anger to unhappiness to lack of sleep. For example, you are pounding coffee all day because of a high-pressure job. You are skipping exercise because of the challenges of new parenthood. You are binge eating at night because of some deep-rooted resentment smoldering just beneath the surface. There's almost no way to fix the secondary problem until you've addressed the root issue. In fact, lifestyle stressors not only make fat loss harder, they can make it near impossible for some people. So much so that they can be the X factor for fat loss, the one variable that matters the most for success. Many people never even consider this variable when evaluating their weight loss journey. Most people know that too much stress is bad for them, but their stressors often live so far upstream that they don't connect them with their stalled fat loss. You might blame it on the lack of willpower, assuming you just need to try harder, stop being so lazy, eat even less food, or exercise even more. So what can we do to see if you have any of these signs of stressors that could be preventing you from reaching your health and fitness goals? Okay, sign number 1. Do you look, sound, and act super frazzled? Have you ever had a conversation with someone? Moms will definitely understand this. And after your conversation, you got in your car and you asked yourself, what did I even just say? Or are you constantly misplacing important things or forgetting what you were doing? Chances are you are working on overload. Been there. Okay, sign number 2. Only someone with superpowers could do your life. Do you have a full-time job as well as a side hustle, as well as 3 littles under the age of 5? Oh, and your in-laws just moved in. Such people might wear stress like a badge of honor, but from the outside perspective, people are wondering how in the world you are keeping it all together. And sign number 3, you are a perfectionist at nutrition, health, and fitness. We often think of bad things when we think of stress: financial problems, concern for the welfare of friends and family, anxiety over the future, but many things we file into the good for us category can actually be bad for us. Things like pushing too hard at the gym without enough rest days, extreme prolonged dieting, an obsession with clean eating. Any of those stressors can impact fat loss, especially if they're bundled with other problems such as insomnia, nutritional deficiencies, and food intolerances. When I was going through that first year of postpartum with both of my children, I found it so frustrating that it wasn't as easy to lose the baby weight as I thought it would be, despite the dieting and exercise that I was committed to. But looking back now, I understand that it was the extreme stress and the sleepless nights that were likely preventing that from happening, which unfortunately is just a part of the motherhood journey. When I had my son, I didn't stress out as much because it was like my second rodeo, and I already knew that this stage was temporary. But when you were going through it for the first time, it feels like a never-ending phase of your life, which causes you to feel even more stressed because of the discomfort of not knowing what to expect. Am I right or am I right? So if you fit into any of those 3 categories, let's talk about coping strategies. Okay, number 1, address the stress. This step is a lot like that last semester of senior year. For me, I used to be stressed about the simplest things, and for some reason, I thought I was the only one who could do them. Like when we needed something at the store, I felt like it was my responsibility to get it. But my husband was just as capable. My husband does all the grocery shopping now because grocery shopping became a stressor in my life, and for him, it was no big deal. Learn what really stresses you out and see if you can pass some of that along to your significant other. Number 2, use nutrition practices that create awareness. Try eating slowly to tune into eating behaviors and appetite signals. Try to notice the name technique to generate awareness into thoughts, feelings, sensations, and emotions that can lead to stress eating. All right, number 3, assess the journey. After all, it's about the journey, not the destination. I know it's cliche, but people say it for a reason. You may feel super tempted to fixate on the one perfect destination, that mythical set of techniques that'll transform you into a calm yogi who never stress eats and consequently easily loses fat. But that's just not realistic. If you're constantly finding yourself at a plateau with your your fat loss, despite how hard you are working, your plan may be too extreme or not extreme enough. You may be eating too much or too little, and your foundational habits could be off. So maybe it's time to assess the journey and hopefully reduce your overall stress if necessary. Don't wear stress like a badge of honor, and don't let it prevent you from reaching your biggest health and fitness goals.